I'm insane about this woman. I'm absolutely like I am crazy about my wife.
Joel, this is great. Thank you so much for the time. I really appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. What a good time we're gonna have talking about cool films,
Uh,
especially with that poster behind you. I love that.
Thank you.
Come on,
I honestly, this is seems to be the unifying factor of all of culture. So many people have said that. They're like, "Oh,
dude.
Back to the Future." Um,
Yeah, seriously. I've gotten a couple questions today of like, if you were going on a date, what would your red flag be? And it just real occurred to me, like if they don't like Back to the Future, that's a massive red flag. you know,
that would never come up though, because everybody loves Back to the
Everyone loves
Future.
Back to the Future. That really just shows like you are next level crazy if you don't.
It's true. It's true. This is so exciting. I'm speaking, of course, with Joel Courtney, the star of 40 Dates. 40 Dates, not days, and 40
Dates.
Nights. Yes. Joel, thank you so much for your time, man. This is gonna be great. And the film is delightful. It is so fun. It is so cute. What excited you to step into the rom-com world here?
Uh, you know, I'm super fortunate to have received the script. I don't really know who sent it towards me. I got it from my manager and I read it and I loved it. I don't really take my jobs based off of genre or like I'm looking to do this next, and if it's not this, I'm not going to do it. I want to be moved. I want to appreciate a script. I want to enjoy it. First, I want to be a fan because that's a project that I can put my heart and soul into, and I can give 100% of myself every single day, even if it's 4 a.m. on a night shoot on Saturday morning. And like we're still fired up, we're still excited, we're still giving it everything we've got. That's the kind of script that I'm looking for. And Sarah Howard, our writer, she delivered a script, and I absolutely loved it. I was laughing. I was really moved by Leah and Mason, just cracking up on so many scenes, and I was like, yeah, this is something I can be a part of. And so steps got taken forward, and thankfully it worked out, and I was able to attach to the film, and we went out to Houston and we loved it. Had a great time.
It shows up. It shows up. This is one of those films that genuinely you just are on the ride and just loving these characters and their interactions. And I wanted to ask you about rom-coms because I think a lot of times rom-coms, no pun intended, don't always get the love they deserve. But this is such an
Yeah.
incredible example of one. What are we looking for in a rom-com, and why is it that we keep coming back to it?
Yeah, I think there's this funny dance of rom-coms of like you want it to be relatable and achievable. Um, but you also kind of want it like just like within reach, but just barely. Like you're looking for, I think, in a lot of films, I think you're looking for like the fantastical. I think you're looking for something special, memorable, outside the normal circumstances, right? So like a big note for, directors to give actors in big circumstances is like raise the stakes, like make this more important, like make it further out of reach, go for it. And I think that there's a marriage between those two things of like relatability and like just barely within reach that makes it something to like reach for. If it's too far out, then like people aren't going to try to relate to it because it's too far out of reach. On rom-coms, there's like Star Wars, Back to the Future, like those are out there, but like you just love the whole world that you're living in and experiencing. But rom-coms, I think there's a little bit of a fine line, which is why the mark is missed. But our goal was to really just like bring up the early 2000s, bunch of Matthew McConaughey rom-coms that are just so dang good, and just really like get back to the roots of it. And dude, we laughed on this set, we cried on this set, we had so much fun, and I think it really shows.
That's funny that you mentioned McConaughey because I had that vibe coming from you in this film because there's this.
Oh, geez.
There you go. There you
Thank
go.
you.
I did too. I
Thank
was
you.
watching this. I'm like, this feels like those classic McConaughey roles, and you got the charm, but you're this guy. You guys, the two of you have the tension, and we have the tension, but we want you to get together. It's one of those
Yeah.
things, and you and Bailey are just undeniably fun in this film. Um,
Thank you.
can you tell us a little bit about working with her and building that sort of rapport? Because there's a lot of you sense a lot of trust between the two of you on set.
Yeah, and I thank you for saying that about Matthew McConaughey. That's crazy. He's a legend, so that's super high praise. Thank you. Yeah, Bailey's awesome. A lot of our on-screen chemistry comes from the fact that like we've known each other for quite a few years before filming this. We were both in LA at the same time for many years. Um, I'd say like lots of mutual friends. We kind of ran in similar circles. We would go to some of the same events, run into each other. We knew each other based off of like first name and like recognizability. And so getting to Houston, starting rehearsals, we kind of had that foundation of like familiarity and like an easy friendship. I'd say like just very casual. And Bailey is a total professional. So on set, she's really like great to work with. She's working to make the film the best she can make it. She is giving everything she's got. I'm giving everything I've got. We're working hard to like bring these two characters together in the circumstances that they're in. And so like I we just did our absolute best. We both loved this film, and we gave it everything that we had, and I think that really shows. I think people are going to absolutely love this film, and there was a lot of hard work that went into it, and yeah, it was just an absolute blast getting to do that too.
Yeah, you can again, you can feel it, and I mean that in
Yeah,
a good way. You can tell when people are really connecting on set, especially in a film like this, because it's so glaring. Like the whole
yeah,
film rises and dies on that connection, and that's what's on
yeah,
display here.
yeah.
Um, I have to ask, what's your thing?
Uh, my thing, my thing might be my wife's and my dog. I'm crazy about our dog. He is the cutest, handsomest, biggest boy. Little backstory on him: we rescued him. We were told he was a Beagle Labrador mix. He was not. We were lied to. My wife and I are big animal people, and so as he started to grow, we realized his paws were massive, and they weren't slowing down. And so we got a DNA test on him, and it turns out he is a uh, walking Korean Coon hound mixed with Anatolian Shepherd and Great Pyrenees. He's 120 pounds, and he thinks he's tiny lap dog, and he is just the sweetest little ball of joy and sass. And it like I'm obsessed with him. He's my thing. I love to take him for strolls. He's sitting outside my door right now. So if I say Walkie, he will lose his mind, and you'll hear him start barking. So I have to say stroll. He's super spoiled. We're just crazy about our dog. So that I'd say that's probably like my thing. I'm crazy about him.
That's kind of missing the mark on terms of breed. I mean, this
Way out there, but
the
I
Beagle
will
and
say
a
his
German
coat.
Shepherd. No, no, it is.
Yeah, his coat looks very Beagle. He's got like that white. He's got that white tip on his tail. He's got the tan and white coat. He kind of looks like a Saint Bernard. Like when before we got him tested, we were like, oh, I think we might have a Saint Bernard mix. And dude, he's massive, and he's like the joy of our lives, and we love him so much. So I'm gonna say that's my thing. I love my boy.
That's a good thing. That's a good thing. I respect it. Um, honestly, one of the things about this film that's so charming, like I said, are its characters, and you and Bailee are great. But Annie Potts, this is
Dude,
Annie
dude.
Potts is one of the goats. And what was it like working with her, and what do you take away from spending that time with her as an actress?
Yeah. So Annie came into our set. She elevated everything. She's a goat. Like I don't know that I've ever worked with another actor who has come onto the set and just like completely and wholly understood the situation, the scenes, the characters, motivations, what's needed, how to get there, uh, line changes, recommendations, um, rehearsals, blocking. I learned so much from Annie in like 2 days that I just like I'd seen before, but I've never really heard an actor walk in and be like, I have ideas, and every idea is perfect. I've been like, I've got an idea, and they're like, well, no, because of this. And I'm like, oh yeah, that makes sense. But Annie was like, every time, absolutely perfect, spot on. The only problem is that I only got to film with her for 2 days. I wanted more time with her. Absolute legend, and yeah, it's an absolute joy getting to work with her. I learned a ton from her, and I will carry that forward on every project that I work on. 100%.
Yeah, that's right, because you do have a few scenes with her, but not
I
as many,
do.
certainly not as Bailey. Um,
No, definitely not as many as Belly. And I absolutely love and cherish the times that I had with Annie, and she was also on top of being a total legend in the game, like very sweet lady. Like she is such a sweetheart, and just just awesome. Like the type of person you're like, I cannot wait to work with her again.
hmm,
I cannot wait.
love that.
That's who she is.
I want to go back to, if we can, you mentioned the word relatability with the rom-com, because I
Mm.
think, you're right. Rom-coms are often, they've got a bit of a heightened stake, stakes,
Yeah.
if you will. And we have that concept here with the 40 dates over, 40 consecutive dates that Leah's character, or Bailey's character Leah, has to go on. But Leah, at one point, Leah makes a comment and says, "This stuff doesn't happen in real life." And I would love to hear from you. Obviously, not the 40 dates and 40 nights sort of thing, but do you think that there's something about the rom-com, like you said, about this relatable, that does happen in real life? It does feel sort of natural in a film like this.
Yes, absolutely. So, uh, I believe that the line that you're referencing is about discovering and finding love. And Bailey's
Yeah.
like, there's no love out there. Like you go on dates, it's just like it's just this, hookup culture. It's like, like date someone for a little bit, and like spark always goes away, and then you move on, and just kind of like, it's like it's just kind of like she's not finding it. And Annie is like, I was married to the love of my life, and we had a saddle shop, and like I miss him every single day. He was my other half, and it's the disconnect between those two like worldviews of love, and what is real and what is out there is love, and I think Leah's got some hurt going on in her life. I think she's got some um, understandable negativity, I would say. And she's just kind of tired of getting hurt and like being disappointed and let down. And it's the idea of like I would rather have loved and lost than never loved at all. This, I would say, is the story of Leah discovering that, willing to put herself out there, willing to risk it all, discover love, and like put yourself out there, like just one more time, just one more time. You might be let down, but like love is worth it. Being loved, being seen, being empathized with, having your other half, like I would not be where I am today. I would not be the man that I am if I hadn't found my wife and like fallen in love with her, had my heart broken, and like we broke up for a while, we got back together, we worked it out, and like we're now coming up on 6 years married. So I would not be the man that I am without my wife, and I'm so glad that after our breakup, like I put myself back out there, and spoiler alert, it worked, and we're happy. So like that's kind of what Leah's learning, and that's what Gigi is encouraging her towards. And I would encourage everyone out there to take a lesson from the film and like just put yourself out there. Put yourself out there. Be safe, be smart, be like thoughtful and considerate of like what you're doing, but like put yourself out there. It's good to do.
Well, what is it about Mason? Let's talking about the film. What
Yeah.
is it about Mason that makes him that right partner for Leah? Because I mean, that's I think this or does he? I don't no spoilers here, but what is it about
Right.
Mason? Let's talk
Well,
about him.
yeah, let's talk about Mason. Mason, and I think you get into a little bit of like conversation of like fate and destiny and like all that. Like he was the guy at the pharmacy, you know? Like he's got a leg up on every single other guy who's gone on one of these 19 dates. And this wall that she's kind of put up of like, all right, I'm just gonna date 40 guys, and I'm gonna get my rent paid, and it's fine. Like nothing lost, no problem. That's easy. And by 20, she's got a pretty solid wall up, but Mason has the circumstance and history with her to come in and be able to like immediately sidestep that wall and be like, do I know you? We've met, haven't we? And like she can't deny it, and like it sets the date immediately on different footing than every other guy. And you can see her try to like even reestablish that, like, so what's wrong with you? It's like that's a crazy first date question. And so yeah, I think Mason has got this really, he's lucky, he had that experience, that history with her, and like that's something they can like bond over, or it can tear them apart, but it's enough to build a decision, like a passion about someone, whether it's a negative or a positive passion. Like you can be passionate about like hating someone, or you can be like passionate about loving someone. Um, and so I think Mason's able to sidestep that and kind of like get his foot in the door in a certain way that the other guys never really had a shot. So on top of that, like he's a real guy. He's smart. He's present. He's empathetic. He's caring. Uh, he's really looking for love. Uh, I think like passively, intentionally, little bit of both. Not like active, not super active, but like he's out. He's putting himself out there, and I think it's just enough to catch her attention to go, huh, as opposed to immediately no. You know?
Yeah, yeah. She certainly he certainly gets her attention. Uh,
Yes. Yeah. 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 Yeah.
uh, Joel, I know we're starting to run out of time, but before we wrap, I wanted to ask you this. Um, I hope I can ask you this, and I hope this is a good question, but a good question for you. But we talked about Mason. I'd like to talk about Joel because in
Sure.
this conversation, You've brought up your wife like 3 times. And I would love to know from you, why is it, how did you know that she was your right partner?
Um,
You don't have to answer if it's too personal. I don't want to
no, no,
put you on the spot.
absolutely. Like you said, I love talking about my wife. Uh, I, you know, God, I'm insane about this woman. I'm absolutely like I am crazy about my wife. Um, we were childhood friends. Our parents were friends before we were born, and so we are the embodiment of like, it'd be crazy if like our kids grew up one day and married each other. We're that. We're that. Um, and so I met her. I was 19, she was 18, and I was just completely like blown away by her. And like I was done. And in like the first second, I was like, dang. Like it was on site. Like when you know kind of thing. And I moved at a glacier's pace. We were friends for 3 years, and every single interaction with her, I was like, yeah, she's just awesome, and I would be lucky to get to date her. And there's like some will they, won't they. We finally figured it out. We dated and we broke up for 2 years. I had some maturing to do. And reached back out and I was like, there's just never been anyone in my life like you. Would you be interested in having dinner with me and see if, I don't know, like just see how you are, see how you're doing. And it's the best decision I ever made. And yeah, I'm just like eternally grateful and grateful on the daily for my wife. She's spectacular. And the thing is, if you don't put yourself out there, you can't find love. So that's the thing with 40 dates and 40 nights is you got to put yourself out there.
I love that, and I love the film. Honestly, it is so much fun, and you two are phenomenal in it. And I
Thank
look
you.
forward to the Joel Courtney and his wife story. You've even got a dog you can put in there as well.
Yes.
There's one in the
Love
future.
our good boy.
But no, 40 dates and 40 nights is just delightful. Thank you so much for the time,
Thank you.
Joel. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, dude. Really appreciate you. This was an awesome conversation.
Thanks so
Fun.
much. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Cheers. All right. Good to
Okay.
meet you.
Good to meet you. Have a great day.
Yeah, you
Okay.
too.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.